CNN is all fear factors. Politicians, old dirty bastards. Fuck them if they don't back the blackness. Presidents, just a bunch of actors. Ain't trying to push true history, it's just history. He know the truth will set you free. Know the color black is not a nationality. Not Afro-American, we not from overseas. Ain't no reparation to the mind is free. It's the guidelines that you can't steal from me. Didn't land in the US, it landed on me. Colonizer playing game too blind to see. Trying to get a tax break, tracks taste the tease. Trump and Harris ain't did shit for me. Raise my taxes for the deportees. Black man picking your fruit, nigga please.
Now what else? This is a Temukua Indian too. This is one of the most famous. This is called the Moor with the Emerald Cluster. This was made in the late 1600s or 1700s. And it's depicting an Indian chief from Florida from 1562. 63, 64. That's when these Indians were first encountered. Northeast Florida. Notice that. Gold teeth even. Come on. They was kings, people. We was kings. You know, Rick Ross was right when he said, I think it was him, said, you know, we've always liked the bling. We've always liked flashy, you know, stuff like that. That's in our DNA. We can't help it. We can't take that out of us, you know? This could be good evidence for that. That is exactly what a black person would dress up like in ancient America, you know?
Abraham Lincoln was Abraham the Moor, a melanated being whose true lineage stems from his mother, Nancy Hanks, and his grandmother, Lucy Hanks, who were both black women. Of Mayan Grimaldi blood, whose true father, Doug Meade, was airbrushed into a ghost in those washed-out photos to maintain the illusion of a white presidency. Media like Spike Lee's Bamboozled and the film Holiday Inn used blackface rituals as coded reverse psychology to mock our erased nobility. His whole crew was the same. His vice president, Hannibal Hamlin, was darker than a moonless night, yet they were listed as free white persons because white in this jurisdiction is a status of property and standing, not a paint color. The entire early government was a Moorish affair. Figures like Alexander Hamilton were black men of Malayan blood who sought to return the nation to a gold standard. Even John Hanson, a black man, served as the actual first president before George Washington was ever elected. Lincoln used the machinery of the courts to defend the American citizen against being redesignated as Negroes, chattel property, by arguing his clans were Moors, thereby protecting their allodial rights from the dark cloud of Roman jurisdiction. He was not merely a politician, but a dedicated Rosicrucian initiate and a student of Pascal Beverly Randolph, a Moor and the Lord of the World's Rosicrucians, who trained Lincoln in the Ansaratic mysteries to manifest power against the Jesuits. This was the same Moorish Tartarian science that understood Tesla energy and free energy long before the modern world. Our ancestors built the monolithic domed cities with antennas and ornate fireplaces. They required no wood because they harnessed etheric energy. The movie Lincoln Vampire Hunter is a coded ritual where the lead actor even acknowledged the film's connection to Pascal Beverly Randolph. Vampires serve as a surrogate for melanin, the Dracula particle which, like the mythological creature, is dormant during the day and secretes at night to bathe the central nervous system. Now look at that giant statue in D.C. Rome on the Potomac. That monolithic Lincoln sitting in his chair isn't just an artistic choice. Its massive scale is a blind reminder of the actual 17-foot-tall giant Moors who built those Tartarian structures you see throughout the Capitol before they were erased from the record. They've got you thinking he is just a lanky white man, but he is positioned there as a silent guardian looking directly against the overreaching extension of the Roman jurisdiction and the Jesuit Inquisition he fought to sweep away from our country. And why is he on that one copper coin? Because copper represents the angelic frequency and the conductive power of our ancestors' technology that backs the true republic. They put the Moor right in your face every day to mock your amnesia, the man who tried to keep you an American national instead of a corporate slave.
If they lied about your existence, what else are they lying about?
Talking to this pastor, and this pastor was like, y'all young people's finding out the secret. And I asked him, what secret is he talking about? He said, yes, America is Egypt. He was like, that's what the Seminole War was about, the Louisiana Purchase was about. And he was like, look up this map. It's called Tamari. And he said, y'all, it's Tamarikans. So I went to look up at the map, right? And I was amazed he was right. He was like, that's y'all true nationality. And he was like, when the Seminole War broke out, that's when they won and they took over America and started calling them Americans, and they spelt it different. And the Bible is based upon y'all. All pastors know this, Freemasonry know this, everybody know this.
Pyramid on the Nile in Northeast Africa doesn't have stair steps going up it. It doesn't have temples on top of its summits. They could not go and break through the boat on the temples atop those great pyramids. There are none there. And that was the clue that Egypt was writing about the Americas. And the deeper I got into the records, the clearer it got. They started actually saying, and because Amun loved that land so much, he said it's his beloved land, and that word was Mary, the beloved, Mary.
So what a lot of people don't know is that Mexico is bordered with Guatemala.
Yes.
Okay? We don't let them in. So the same thing that America does to Mexico, we do to Guatemala. Okay? It just, the news is CNN, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, New York Post, they're never going to show you that. Just so you know, Mexico is extremely racist. So we have what are like
to Guatemalans,
even to its own Mexicans. So you got to remember, Mexico was dominated by Spaniards. The only reason I look the way I look is because I'm 65% Spaniard.
Yeah.
Mexicans, like real Mexicans, or which is known as Mexica, not Mexico, Mexica, are 5'4", super dark with big noses and the heads pushed back. Aztecs and Mayans,
like Indians,
Yes. Well, we're natives, right? Yeah. So we're blended. So the reality is, in Mexico, till this day, if you are not light complected, somewhat tall, you're frowned upon. To this day.
If they lied about your existence, what else are they lying about?
You guys know who Yaqub is?
Yaqub, hey, bro, I got it written down. I was going to talk to you about it.
So Yaqub created white folks, all right? Nothing against white people.
Hey, don't he look like O.J. Simpson, though?
He does. Yes, he does. Nothing against white people. I love my white people, okay? But let me explain something to y'all. White people only been here 6,000 years, okay? Yaqub took albinos. It started changing the genes and started mating and changing, then the white man came.
Y'all ever wonder why there are pyramids in the city of Memphis? I'm gonna tell you why. America is actually ancient Egypt, the true Holy Land. And this pyramid in Memphis is just one of our pyramids over here in America. All you have to do is go to the Mississippi River, and you will see these pyramids all up and down the river. America was called Kemet, or the Black Land, and we was known as the mound builders. Before we was building pyramids, we would create these big hills. And then after a while, we would perfect these hills and start building straight up the pyramids. Now the Egypt in Africa would be considered Newer Egypt, and the Egypt in America would be considered ancient. And once upon a time, the whole landmass used to be called Egypt. But the very first capital city of Egypt was built over here in America. They would be called the Memphis Triad. And these three deities would be Ptah, Sekhmet, and Nefertum. They are the founders of ancient Egypt. Now as you study Egypt, the history will be broken down into dynasties, where your first dynasty will start off in the city of Memphis. This city was said to be so ancient that not too much of their history survived. But they would leave us clues. The history have been hidden away, and this first capital city of Memphis was said to be sitting off the Nile River. Our history was all flipped and inverted. The Nile River is actually the Mississippi River. This is your true fertile land. Memphis, Tennessee is the land of your ancestors, the first capital city of Egypt. The Mississippi River is the longest river in America. If you stay near the Mississippi River, it was called the Mississippi. This culture could be traced back way before the word Egypt. Peace, love, and chaos. Hope y'all like the...
Also told us some things. Now, I know this is going to sound crazy, but do the research and you're going to be surprised at what you find. The elders told us that the original Nile was here. Old man Mississippi. The Missouri being the blue and the Ohio being the white. And until this day, where them two come together, there's a city there called Cairo to this day. And that area is called Little Egypt. Then you go down into what the elders taught us with Alabama, so on and so forth, being Lower Egypt. Then you get into Memphis, Tennessee, the Memphite theology. Kentucky, King Tut. And then you start to look a little further, and then you find out that there was an archaeological cover-up involving the Smithsonian Institute, where they found thousands and thousands of artifacts. They found artifacts showing human beings contemporary with dinosaurs. A lot of this information they put on ships and dumped into the Atlantic Ocean. Some of it they got still in hidden chambers that they say you can't go in there because it got asbestos and it's unsafe. These are part of the Grand Canyon where they have all Egyptian names, Tet, Osiris, Isis, and they got that part blocked off. They said it's too dangerous for the people to go there. To this day, this exists.